Since it was first revealed, Neuralink has been the subject of considerable conjecture as well as anticipation, and subsequent upgrades have consistently received a large amount of press attention. Three questions come first in everyone's thoughts. How does it work? And why would anybody want to violate any codes of ethics to test it on people? Well, the answers to each of those concerns will shortly be open as Neuralink is getting ready to be tested on people. And in this video you are watching today, we will go through all the details. Hello there, and welcome to Technology Zone. If you have an insatiable appetite for everything related to Elon Musk, Tesla, space, and technology, then you should subscribe to this channel. It is not too late to sign up for the newsletter if you have not done this before. Click the button to subscribe right now, and while you're there, make sure the bell button is turned on so you can be notified when we upload more fantastic stuff like this. So let's begin. Elon Musk undoubtedly has very high goals and a great deal of anticipation in reference to Neuralink and the things it is capable of doing. Examples have included anything from communicating directly via the use of one's thoughts to finding solutions to the most severe mental diseases and challenges at a particular time. Before trying to comprehend how Neuralink works, it is necessary to know about the sending and receiving of information that neurons in the brain communicate not only with other neurons, but also with other cell types such as muscles, nerves, glands, and so on. Each neuron is composed of three different parts: the dendrite, the soma, and the axon. Every single one of these parts serves a specific purpose. The dendrite is responsible for the reception of the impulses. The soma is responsible for processing these impulses. Following this, signals are sent up the axon to each of the other cells. Synapses are the connections between neurons, and they are responsible for the release of neurotransmitters. The movement of chemical substances from one neuron cell to another cell's dendrite ultimately results in the conduction of electrical current via the neurons. Electrodes that are part of the neural connection will be able to interpret electrical signals produced by different neurons in the brain. After then, the outcome of the signs takes the shape of some form of movement or activity. According to the company's website, the device is inserted into the brain directly since putting it outside of the skull would make it impossible to recognize the signals created by the brain accurately. The installation will be provided in the form of a device that will be surgically inserted inside the brain by neurosurgeons making use of robotic systems. This will be done in order to protect the patient from electromagnetic radiation. During this procedure, a chipset that serves as the connection is inserted into the patient's skull. Several insulated cables are employed to link it to the electrodes that will be used throughout the operation. This gadget may then be used to operate cell phones and computers without the user actually having to touch the device itself. A video produced by 2021 Neuralink claims that the company's brain implant consists of flexible electrodes that are approximately 50 microns wide, 5 microns thick, and 20 millimeters long. Additionally, the author claims that the implant contains a part that houses a secret repository of active electronics. Several times, the electrodes used to attach the sensors to the puck were described as threads or similar to hair strands. The electrodes are relatively fragile. It was revealed that human trials would begin by the end of 2022, and even the company's rivals are ramping up the pace. Rival Synchron has already started testing their brain implant, which when implanted would allow the user to control a computer using just their thoughts. 6 patients in New York and Pittsburgh who have severe paralysis will each have the company's Tentrode brain implant, which is about the size of a paperclip placed in their heads. Patients who use Tentrode will be able to regain the ability to carry out everyday tasks, such as texting, emailing, and online shopping, since the medication will enable them to control digital gadgets with their thoughts. Despite the fact that patients in Australia have previously had this particular brain implant put and tested, the present clinical study will be the first time a brain implant has ever been reviewed in the United States. Musk's claims on Neuralink are probable, according to Professor Andrew Jackson of Newcastle University, who specializes in brain. Neuralink implants are seemingly less invasive than other treatment options for severe mental disorders and even something like morbid obesity. Professor Jackson is an expert in the field of brain interfaces. Musk detailed the primary measures Neuralink is working toward in order to accomplish its current goals. He determined that the Neuralink implant presented a challenge for the fields of electronics, mechanical, and software engineering. The chief executive officer of SpaceX compared the situation's complexity to the difficulty of a wristwatch, which he recognized as challenging. Musk has extended an invitation to everyone with experience in the design of production of smartwatches or smartphones to become a part of Neuralink. This is because their talents are highly transferable. The Tesla CEO also brought up the surgical robot that Neuralink is currently developing. This robot is essential for connecting the implant with the brain and was noted by the Tesla CEO. According to Musk, the surgical robot functions like a state-of-the-art computer numerical control, also known as CNC device. On the other hand, the present situation does not provide a very bright picture of the future. A formal complaint was lodged with the United States Department of Agriculture by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine and an animal rights organization. The complaint alleged that monkeys used in the experiments were subjected to unbearable pain as a result of insufficient animal care and invasive experimental head implants. In addition, PCRM said that only 7 of the 23 monkeys who belonged to Neuralink survived the tests and were sent to a Neuralink facility in the year 2020, while the other 15 monkeys died during the process. According to Neuralink, the number of individuals put to death was merely 8. Neuralink has been using monkeys quite extensively to promote the development of these chips, and earlier in 2021, the biotech company produced a video showing a monkey playing the video game Pong while wearing a Neuralink chip implanted in the skull. Neuralink has been using monkeys quite adequately to promote the development of the chips. In a blog post published not long after, Neuralink provided their response. According to Neuralink, it is essential to keep in mind that the individuals making these claims are against the use of animals in any kind of scientific investigation. In addition, they are unwavering in our dedication to doing our work with animals most kindly and morally possible. According to what Neuralink wrote in its response, quote, "We too look forward to the day when doing medical research on animals will no longer be required. To heal illnesses, stop the transmission of viruses, and develop technologies that can alter how people can connect with the world are all examples of areas in which our society is now dependent on advances in medical science," end quote. Elon Musk himself was the one who made the most significant comment about the safety of Neuralink. In reaction to Musk's statement, a Twitter user said he is available to participate in clinical tests being conducted at Neuralink. This user was engaged in an automotive accident that occurred 20 years ago, resulting in him being paralyzed from the shoulders down. Musk replied to the criticism by stating that the company working on the brain-computer interface is prioritizing user safety and is maintaining open lines of contact with the FDA. Musk said that if all goes according to plan, they may be ready to conduct the first human trials by the end of the year. Musk said that Neuralink was putting in a lot of effort to make the brain implantation safe by the month of February in 2021. He also noted that Neuralink was in constant communication with the FDA in advance of the beginning of human studies later that year. Nonetheless, there were no human trials carried out in the year 2021. At the beginning of 2022, Neuralink placed advertisements for the clinical trial director and clinical trial coordinator positions. These advertisements suggest the firm is getting closer to testing its devices on people. You may recall that earlier in this video, clinical obesity was brought up as a possible problem that Neuralink may solve. Amusingly, clinical obesity was also identified as a problem that Neuralink could possibly tackle. During his conversation with Chris Anderson during a TED lecture, Elon Musk brought up the issue for the first time. Within the following 10 years, he promised Anderson that Neuralink would also focus on treating conditions related to the spine and the brain. In any event, Neuralink seems to be an innovation that will have a significant influence provided that its intended effect is achieved and that sufficient numbers of individuals have it implanted. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that the human subjects won't have to go through the same ordeal as the animals. If you pay close attention, each of these ventures is built on an outdated concept that has already been proven to be unsuccessful rather than a novel one. Elon Musk has been able to design strategies and technologies to alter the course of human history and the health sector in all states. Enjoyed the video? Let us know in the comments section below which future project do you think has the most potential. And again, this is Technology Zone. See you at the next one.